What's going on YouTube? We are live once again. It's been a while since I did a live feed from the truck. We are here. Dang notifications. Hold on, let me turn that down. Turn all this down. What's going on out there? So, let's see here. What's going on, guys? Oh, I'm sitting up here in Pennsylvania waiting for a delivery appointment because I took this load and I told them from the get-go I'm not going to make it on time, so are you sure you want to give it to me? And they said, sure, no problem, you know. Not a problem at all. We'll, they'll take you in, blah, blah, blah. So I got here this morning at 6 o'clock, and they said, sorry, you need a new appointment. And I took my watch off. They still haven't told me when they want to deliver it, so that's trucking. But today, I want to talk about RST, Riverside, and they do hire company drivers. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the benefits of being on a salary in the trucking industry versus being on mileage pay. Now, with mileage pay, that's all you get paid for. Miles. That's it. You just get paid for your miles, and everything else, being in the truck, being stuck at a truck stop, being stuck in a dock, being on home time, if the truck breaks down, you don't get paid for that. You don't get compensated for your time on the road. Versus being on a salary, your time, you're being compensated for all of your time on the road. What's going on, Nathan? What's going on, Andre? What's going on, Kyle? What's going on, Joe? I see all you guys. What's going on, John? So, as a company driver that's on salary pay, you don't have to worry about how many miles you're getting. You don't have to worry about whether or not the truck breaks down, or whether you're stuck in a dock, or whether you're whatever. If you're having to sit for some reason, then that happens. Like, I'm having to sit right now. I'm not even mad about it, but I'm slightly annoyed a little bit, but what are you going to do? It is what it is. It's a holiday weekend, and the appointment got screwed up. So, yes, Trucker District is still coming, but I'm not talking about that in this video. I can answer questions about it a little bit, but I'm not really. I'm trying to discuss salary pay and the way the trucking industry is evolving. It's undue stress. Like, if you work for mileage pay, say you work for 35 cents a mile, and the average pay, no problem, man, the average pay in the trucking industry is $42,000 a year if you're on mileage pay. RST starts their drivers, this is the minimum, entry-level starting pay is $50,000 a year gross, okay? Salary. So you're getting paid for your time out on the road. When you take your vacation, guess what? Every 2 weeks, like clockwork, you're still going to get your paycheck. So if you're at home for 5 days, 6 days, you're still getting a paycheck that week. You're not stressing out over, crap, I didn't get my 3,000 miles, so I'm not going to get paid my $1,000 this week. Like, no, that's not how we do things. That's how things shouldn't be done anymore. That puts drivers in an unnecessary, stressful situation when it's like, oh, if I don't get 3,000 miles, I'm not going to get enough money to pay my bills. Don't have to worry about that. Now, we expect our drivers to drive and do their job to the best of their ability, legally, within the amount of time that you have available on your e-logs. So, no, it is not a 1099. They do have W-2s, so you'd be on a W-2, and they are currently working on a benefits package. Obviously, they have to shop around and figure out what the best option is for health insurance and stuff like that, and that's kind of a gamble right now with the whole health insurance thing, because of, is Obamacare leaving, or is it staying, or is Trump care coming in, whatever. There's so many different things that you have to look at when it comes to health insurance and stuff, but they RST will be providing benefits package in the near future based on that. But the reason salary is the way to go, especially as a company driver, is because you don't have to worry about, crap, I'm stuck in traffic, this is affecting my paycheck. It stresses you out. That, for example, that situation there will stress you out. It's like, crap, I'm not going to make this delivery, and so I'm not going to get paid this week, etc., etc. No. The owners of RST understand the trucking industry, and they understand the situations you have to deal with on the road, and that's all worked into the business model, okay? The business model is worked out to where they can afford to pay you even if you break down. They can afford to pay you even if they have to put you up in a hotel because the truck is in the shop, or because you're on home time. You're still going to get your guaranteed salary. And the guaranteed salary that RST provides is well above the average pay that drivers get in this industry. And that's the starting pay. So, you know, I've heard a lot of hate and just misinformation being put out there about RST. And, you know, so I'm here to answer any questions you guys might have about RST and the salary system and how it works, and why it's a better option versus fighting for miles, or fighting for more loads, or fighting for whatever reason. You know, because the trucking industry has become unnecessarily stressful for the company driver. You're constantly fighting for that next mile, constantly fighting the e-logs, constantly fighting, crap, I gotta wait to get in the shop, I gotta wait to get in the door, I gotta wait. You know, so switching to a salary-based pay system, it's averaged out perfectly so that every 2 weeks you get the same paycheck. It gives you a level of consistency and security because you know what your paycheck is going to be every week. You're not stressing out, crap, I only made $500 this week and rent is due, or my mortgage is due, or I can't afford to pay for my kids' medicine because I only made $400 this week. No, you make the same paycheck every week. You put in the work, you work your butt off, and you do your job, and you get paid. You work, you get paid. Period. You don't have to worry about, oh, I only got 1,500 miles this week, so I'm not going to get paid. No, you don't have to worry about that. And that's the way it should be. If you're out here on the road, if you're sitting in this truck out here on the road, whether you get 1,000 miles or 3,000 miles, you should get paid. Period. You're away from your family, you're away from your friends and everything at home. You should be getting paid. Period. And that's why salary, in my opinion, is the way to go for the future of this industry. And these companies could easily pay drivers these salaries, okay? And obviously, you know, if you're a bad driver or you don't perform, like say you try to take advantage of the system, it's like, oh, I'm only going to run 500 miles a week because I'm going to get a salary. Well, you're going to get fired. If you don't do your job, you're going to get fired. So now that being said, there's no harassment here. Like RST isn't coming at you like, oh, you got your 10-hour break is up, you better get going down the road. No, that's not how it is here. Because there's a lot of people saying like, oh, well, you're on e-logs and you're on salary, so the company's going to harass you. The company cannot legally harass you. Period. They can't. If they do, obviously you could sue that company. RST isn't going to put themselves in a situation to be sued. Yeah, it comes out to be just under $1,000 a week on average. But if you think about it, you're really only working like 42 weeks max out of the year. So you make $50,000 gross at 42 weeks, that includes the weeks that you're not working. So the 7 or 8, you basically getting 8 weeks paid vacation every year. So when you're on home time, when you're sitting on the couch drinking a beer, eating a cupcake, you're getting paid. You know, so it's really a good system. And on top of that, the amenities that RST provides, you know, when you are sitting, you're not going to be bored out of your mind because they have direct TV in the trucks. You've got a fridge, microwave, power inverter, all that kind of stuff. So you're taken care of. Like, you can actually live in your truck and not really have that much to worry about because you've got entertainment, you've got a way to cook food, you've got a way to stay cool and not sweat to death because all the trucks have APUs or EPUs, all that kind of stuff. So the way RST is doing it is the way that it should be. I see a lot of these companies, they'll pay you 30 cents a mile. I'm not even joking, 30 cents a mile. On top of that, when you're parked, you can idle the truck, sure, but you don't have a power inverter, you don't have a fridge, you don't have a microwave, you don't have a TV or any kind of entertainment or internet or anything, and you don't even have an APU. So if the truck has idle restrictions on it, or you're in a city or an area where you're not allowed to idle legally, you're screwed. You're gonna sweat in there, right? That's part of the reason why I would never work for a company. I know me personally, I would never work for a company that doesn't have an APU setup or an EPU setup and a power inverter. Unless you're doing a local gig, day cab or something like that. I would never work for a company that doesn't have it set up, an over-the-road company that doesn't have it set up to where you can actually cook in the truck and, you know, watch TV or whatever it is you want to do. Have power, you know, power inverter. Like, how do you live out here on the road without a power inverter is beyond me. But these companies expect you to do that. RST does not expect you to live on the road without proper amenities. They just don't. And, you know, that's one of the biggest things that needs to change in this industry. There's a lot of companies out here that really don't give a crap about the drivers. They don't care if you sweat to death. They don't care if you can cook food. They don't care if you're bored out of your freaking mind. They don't care. So, yeah, Chris is heading up to Canada. But that's just my thoughts on it. So if you're on mileage pay, you gotta hustle. You gotta hustle your ass off, and you might push yourself too far just to get a few extra dollars on your paycheck. You see it all the time. These guys rushing around in truck stops. There was the other day, I saw on Facebook, this guy flipped his truck over in the truck stop. I'd never seen that before in my life. This guy rolled his truck in the truck stop. This stuff is going on because people are too rushed, okay? They're too worried about that next mile, that next load. Dude, you need to focus on the load that you're on right now. You need to focus on maintaining control of your vehicle, maintaining a safe vehicle. And like, you wake up in the morning, everybody's so rushed to get down the road and fight that 14-hour clock. You don't even see anybody doing pre-trips anymore. I could sit here all night and all morning, tomorrow morning, and sit here and wait and watch and see how many people do a pre-trip. I bet you I won't see a single person get out of their truck and actually turn on the four-ways, open their hood, check their tire pressure. I won't see it. I guarantee you I won't see it. I could sit here all night and not see a single person do a pre-trip. So that's a problem. That's not good. Right? That's a recipe for disaster. You've got thousands of drivers every day not doing a pre-trip. They're too focused on crap. They're so stressed out over the money aspect that they can't focus on the actual job. What if I do more the week than salary is paying? How does that work? Like I said, it's going to average out because some weeks you're going to have, okay, you only ran 1,000 miles. And that week, yeah, you would make $200, $300, right? At some company. I'm not going to name names, but if you're making 35 cents a mile, sure, there's some weeks where you could technically run 3,500 miles and technically make a few more dollars than what you would on salary. But you're not capable of doing that every week. So salary keeps you at a constant, consistent rate to reduce your stress levels so that you can focus on the job and be safe and not have to worry about, oh crap, if I don't get 3,000 miles, I'm only going to make $700. You know, that's the reality out here, is guys are pushing themselves further than they should because they need that money. They need that $1,000 a week, but the only way they can get it is if they hit 3,000 miles. RST doesn't want to push their drivers that way. We want you to do your job and do to the best of your ability, but you don't have to push yourself just to get a paycheck. You're going to get your paycheck regardless. And that's the most important thing. You know, you're going to get paid because you're out here on the road and you're doing your job and you're safe. Exactly. If you're in the top 20% of the drivers, you're going to get a raise. Just like any other job you've ever had outside of the trucking industry. If you worked for, say, Walmart, and Walmart grades, for example, Walmart grades your performance, right? If you're a top performer at Walmart, guess what? You're going to be eligible for promotion. You're going to be eligible to make more money. That's the same thing at RST. If you're a top tier of driver, like you get the best fuel economy, you have the best on-time rates, you get the most loads done on time, safely, all that kind of stuff. You know, performance review, basically. If your performance reviews are way higher, right, RST does not have a minimum mileage requirement. No, there's no minimum mileage requirement at all. Okay, so if you have a bad week and just shit hits the fan, the truck breaks down, you can't get over 500 miles done, that's okay. RST understands. You know, as long as you're communicating in making sure that RST knows, okay, this happened, and this happened, okay, no problem. You're still getting your paycheck guaranteed. They're not gonna pull your paycheck because you didn't get 1,000 miles or whatever. Now, if this happens 10 weeks in a row where you only get 300 miles for the week, they're probably gonna have to let you go. Something else is going on there. But there it is. Chris just said in the chat here, all trucks, they average about 2,700 miles a week. So, and that's very reasonable. It's all legal. It's all on e-logs. And it's very simple. But the basic principle behind all this is the trucking industry has been doing things the wrong way for so long that we accept it. We accept the errors as normality, normalcy bias, right? You say, oh, well, this is the way it's been done forever. That doesn't mean it's right. Just because the industry has been doing things this way for so long doesn't make it right. It's a normalcy bias, okay? So is it hard to get on at RST? Not necessarily. If you've got a clean CDL, clean MBR, and your CDL is 3 years or older, you have a pretty damn good shot at getting on at RST. But salary pay versus mileage pay. Mileage pay is so 1970s, dude. Like, why are we worried about mileage pay? Especially with e-logs coming out. With e-logs coming out, you're guaranteed to be cut. Your pay is guaranteed to be a certain amount because you can only drive so many miles on 70 hours in 8 days, right? Then you got to take a reset, or you got to try to run recap hours. You're already minimized as to what you can do legally. Now, I'm not even going to discuss driving illegal because that's irrelevant. You know, yeah, I could make $5,000 a week because I can drive illegal. Yeah, and you can go to jail too. So, you know, who cares? New programs in freight lanes are coming later this year as well. So, there it is. You know, there's my biggest point here is the hearsay you hear about why salary pay sucks or whatever. Salary pay reduces the amount of stress you have on the job. It allows you to focus on what's important, which is safety, driver comfort, and your mental health. Mental health is a real issue that is not addressed very much out here on the road. And when you're constantly stressed out about every dollar you make, that affects your mental health. And it's not good. You know, if you're constantly worried, crap, I only make 35 cents a mile, so I have to hit 3,500 miles this week or I'm not going to be able to pay the bills at home. That's not good. That's bad for your mental health. You're not focused on safety. You're not focused on driving your truck. You're focused on, oh crap, the wife is going to kill me because I can't provide enough money to pay the mortgage this month. That's not what you should be focused on when you're out here on the road. When you're out here on the road, you should be focused on being safe, making sure the equipment is up to par, and all of that. If you're so worried about your mileage, you're gonna have mental stress that is unnecessary. Need a video on the mental health? Yeah. Bring back the fun in driving. Exactly. I mean, I enjoy my driving day because, you know, I'm an owner-operator here at RST, so I don't worry about the salary and stuff like that. I'm an owner-operator, so basically I'm running my own business and I make whatever I want to make. Okay? But this is just to help the guys that are company drivers and are thinking about coming here. You know, just think about it. Would you rather be stressed out every week, worried about miles, or just know what you're going to get paid, do your job, and enjoy your job? Because I enjoy my driving day. Is RST a division or Prime, or are they completely separate? They are completely separate from Prime. RST is under their own authority, own DOT number, all of that. We are partnered with Prime Logistics, which is Prime's A fleet, which allows us to use Prime's trailers and pull Prime's freight. So it's a power-only contract. They're a customer of ours. They're our primary customer right now, but in the future, obviously, we'll be doing other things. Like Chris right now is about to take a load for Carlisle, I believe, up to Canada. So, you know, there's a lot of other things we're doing. And ultimately, in the future, you know, like I said, there's going to be room for growth here for the drivers in the future as the company grows. You may say, hey, well, I live near Houston or I live near Texas, and in the future, as the company grows, well, I don't really want to be a driver, but I don't want to quit RST. There's going to be other opportunities available that pay just as good or more. So, you know, it's not just about, oh, well, I need this job for a few weeks to get me by. No, this is a career path that's going to be available for you guys. So, and RST is growing, and there's a lot of different things they're going to be doing. So, is there a minimum miles you need to get? And if you get a lot of miles in a week, can you make more than the salaries? No, there is not. There is no minimum mileage. Like I said before, like some weeks you're only going to get 1,000 miles. Other weeks you're going to get 27 to 3. So it averages out to be about 25 to 2,700 miles every week when you compress it down over an entire year. So your salary is fair-based wage based on your performance. So like I said, top performers, you're going to look at, okay, if you come in and you say, okay, the past 6 months, you were the #1 driver, or you're in the top 5 drivers or whatever, you know, you've never been late, you've never had a claim, you've never had, you know, customer relation issue, etc., you're going to be considered for a higher raise, right? For a raise. Like $50,000 is the starting point for the salary. So in the future, as the company grows, and they have the ability to pay the drivers more, the drivers that are top performers are going to get paid more money. That's just common sense. You also, you get paid while you're on home time as well. So, you know, if you look at it like, okay, well, I didn't drive this week, but I still got a paycheck, right? Where else can you do that? it's reefer. Right now we mainly do reefer. With the reefer, you can also do dry van freight, though. Where's my thing? Man, why did I wait so long to get my CDL? Yeah, I mean, I wish that the 3-year requirement, trailer depends on the customer. The 3-year requirement is due to insurance. When you start a small trucking company, the insurance companies set a really high bar for the drivers, right? They don't want to take unnecessary risk. So the insurance company requires a 3-year CDL. RST, we want to bring that down to give this opportunity to more drivers. But right now, the insurance company is kind of like, choking us out. Like, oh, we can only do 3 years. So we would love to see, at least bring it down to a 2-year or even a 1.5 year or something like that. So we can give this opportunity to more drivers. But right now, 3 years is where we're at. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have 3 full years of driving experience. It just means that your CDL Class A has to be current and active for 3 years. So you could get your CDL and then, I'm a security guard at this other company or whatever, and then maybe you only have 6 months driving experience, but your CDL is 3 years old. That's kind of a loophole, I guess. But it doesn't necessarily mean you have to have 3 years of OTR experience. RST is located in Klein, Texas, but they hire out of all 48 lower states. So, did somebody ask about the home time policy? I would love to be home longer than 2 to 3 days and not take a hit. You're not going to take a hit. Like, you earn 1.25 days off, basically, for every week that you stay out. So you stay out for 7, you can stay home for 7. But you're actually at home for a full 7 days, right? So the day, like Chris just said, the day you arrive at home and the day you leave home do not count towards your time off. So if you get home at 1 in the morning, that entire day does not count towards your days off. Your home time starts the day after you get home. So you're not stressing out about, oh crap, my home time's starting already, I'm already behind and blah blah blah. No, your home time doesn't start until the day after you get home. Even though I've been doing a lowboy local for 10 years, I would still be eligible there. Yes, we're very open to different levels of experience. And the thing is, when you come to RST, you're going to get one-on-one with somebody. You're not just going to be thrown to the wolves and expected to perform top-notch right away. So what happens ultimately is we pick you up in one of our trucks. We're not going to force you to get on a Greyhound or take a taxi or some goofy thing like that. No. What RST has been doing, and I hope we will continue to do throughout the future, is whenever we have a new hire, you have an RST driver that will go pick them up personally in the truck, as close as they can get to your house, in the truck, pick you up, take you to the main terminal, get everything set up for you, show you how we do things and all that kind of stuff. So you're not just expected, oh, here's a bus ticket, figure it out. No. They're going to come pick you up, show you how we do things, put you in the truck. You'll be riding passenger for a couple days until we get everything figured out and all that kind of stuff. And, you start right away. As soon as you get in RST's truck, you're on payroll. So you don't have to worry, oh crap, I've got 15 days of orientation where I'm not making a paycheck. No. As soon as we pick you up in our truck, you're hired and you're on payroll. So you don't have to worry about that huge lapse in pay from orientation. Now, if something happens and you don't work out, for the company, you'll get that week's worth of pay or whatever, and then we'll take you back home, But if it doesn't work out for you and, it turns out we weren't able to keep you on or whatever, you still got that from the time that you were on the truck. You still got that week's pay, or however long you were on the truck, you got that pay. But and we'll help you figure out how to get home or whatever. But as soon as you get picked up by an RST truck, you're on payroll. Does the 3 years still apply if you want to join as an owner-operator? Yes. That's like I said, that's an insurance requirement for the CDL. Do you have runs to Western New York? Absolutely. I'm sitting here in Dubois, Pennsylvania right now. Obviously, this isn't Western New York, but it's pretty damn close. But no, we get runs all 48 states. Great company vision. I can dig that. Was an owner-operator with Landstar. Wasn't making much. I've got 30 years experience. As long as it's a Class A CDL. Yes. So even though I've been doing a lowboy, yep, as long as it's Class A. 15 months to go for me, counting down the days. You doing Alaska runs? That's very limited. And I'll tell you guys right now, even though that opportunity does exist here, a lot of people think, I want to go to Alaska or I want to go to Canada. Yes, we service that area, but it's going to be very limited. And if you really want to do that, you're going to have to prove yourself and show that you're a really safe driver. You know what you're doing, because it's not for the faint of heart. I haven't even done it yet. Okay, Chris has yet to take me up there and show me how things work, going across the border, going up to Alaska and all that kind of stuff. So, it's not for the faint of heart, especially during the wintertime. It's life or death up there, right? You guys have seen the Ice Road Trucker Show. It's not a joke. You can literally freeze to death, okay, if something happens. And there's no help out there. Like, you're out there on your own. It's hours for somebody to come find you if something happens. So you got to know what you're doing. You got to be basically verified and trusted by the company before we're ever going to send you up there. So it's very limited for the Alaska stuff. But yes, technically we do service that. Pet rider policy. Pet policy, I believe, is a $300. Is it $300 or $500, Chris? It's a refundable deposit. Okay, so you can have a pet. You put I think it's either $300 or $500. You put that deposit down, and you can have a pet up to 30 pounds or 50 pounds, I believe. There's just minor details that are slipping my head. But yes, there is a pet policy, and there is a rider policy. So for adults, immediate family, friends, significant others, 21 years or older, are approved for the rider policy. And your children, okay, minorities that are your blood, they're your kids, have to be at least 12 years or older. Okay, so as far as I know, it's a very simple policy. 21 years or older for adults, friends, significant others, stuff like that. Now, immediate family, minorities, stuff like that. Or not minorities, I mean, what am I saying? Minors. Minorities. Good grief. Minors. For minors, they have to be at least 12 years old. Okay. How about the dedicated rounds or regionals? We don't necessarily have dedicated runs at the moment, but that's not to say in the future that we won't. Yeah, there's wolves in rest areas up there for sure. I know the trucks are loaded with TV and stuff. That's a good way to look out for a driver, especially if you're full blown. Yep. The trucks, all of RST trucks have direct TV, Sirius XM satellite radio, a microwave, a refrigerator, power inverter, an APU, an EPU, opti idles. You can idle a truck. The trucks are governed at 70 miles an hour, 13 speeds. That's with the 500 horsepower Cummins and all that kind of stuff. So they're really nice. It's really nice equipment. It's well taken care of, and all the amenities that are included. There's nothing else you could really want, I wouldn't think. except for maybe free food, but that's not going to happen, guys. I think what RST is doing is great opportunity for a lot of drivers. Yeah, it is. It really is, and that's why I'm so happy to be here. Even as an owner op, I'm happy to come on here and tell you guys all about the opportunity here, because it's something that hasn't necessarily been done before, and it should have been done a long time ago. Can you pick the loads so you can route your home time or not? Depending on where you live, it can be easier or harder to get home time. Basically, you send a message in through the Qualcomm to our dispatch, and you let them know a couple weeks ahead of time when you want to be home, and they'll get you routed home within a day or two of that. But like I said before, your home time does not start until the day after you get home. So you're not stressing out about, crap, I'm not going to be, my home time is already started, blah, blah. No, your home time does not start until the day after you get home. Shit happens, yeah. Next gen without driver comfort, it's miserable for those who are full-blown OTR. Yeah, it is. Website is still under construction. Minorities, you're going to get more hate. Yeah. With the slip of the tongue, you're in deep shit. How about that, huh? Anyway, at least I know it was for me when I went without it all. Yeah, that's what I was saying, like with night transportation, which hopefully, I believe they're changing this, but they had no APUs, no power inverters, no fridge, no mic. You had nothing. You had nothing in your truck when you were down, it's really hard to deal with that. Chris specs real trucks, yeah. Congrats on the house. I appreciate that, man. Was worried if I went OTR, I'd have to start over at a new driver company. Hard to go from heavy haul to Swift. I'd say so. Try to keep you on a scheduled home time. If owner operators, yeah, owner op, I go home. I go home whenever the hell I want. Like, I could say, if I really wanted to, which I don't because I want to make money. If I really wanted to, I could type a message, say, hey, get me home after this load. I'm tired. I need to go home. They'll get me home. Now, I'm in Pennsylvania and I live in Texas, so obviously it's going to be a few days before I can get home. It's not like a dispatcher can magically teleport you to your house, so don't expect overnight delivery to the house. That's not going to happen. This is trucking, You might be in California and you live in Virginia. It's going to take you 5 days to get home, 3 or 4 days to get home, right? So, you got to be reasonable with that. If you're in Washington State and you live in Florida, you already know how long it's going to take you to get home. So it's not like they're going to say, well, it's time for me to go home. I need to be home tomorrow. Well, dude, you're in Washington State. There's nothing I could do. So you got to give them a little heads up of when you want to be home, and they'll try to work you route to where you can actually get there on that day or the next day. Thought it was Palestine I'm going to next. It's Pasadena. Oh, okay. Good to see you again, Woody. Appreciate that, Trucker Dave. Night getting inverters, but I don't think they have any intentions on getting APU. Yeah. The Canada, Alaska is great during the summer. Stays light up until 10:30 p.m. Yeah. But if you guys have any other questions about RST, we want to be transparent with you guys. And Chris, as you guys have seen, Chris is in here answering questions. Chris is an owner of the company. When is the last time you've seen the owner of a company come on here and just be real with you guys and tell you how it is? Okay, so if you guys have any questions about RST whatsoever, we want to get those answered for you, and be transparent and let you know what it is, what you're getting into if you want to come here, and how it's going to be. So if you have any questions, put them out here, and we'll give a few more minutes to answer anything you got. I'm still waiting for an update on my appointment. Are you one of the owners also? No, I'm not. I am not an owner. I'm an owner-operator here. I work here, but I do not have ownership in RST. And no, I do not get recruiting bonuses or anything like that. When will the website be available to fill out an app? You can fill out an app by sending an email to rstriverside@gmail.com. Okay, so if you guys want more information, or you want an application sent to you, because you can fill out an application with DocuSign, but if you want to let us know, hey, I want an application, send an email to rstriverside@gmail.com, and they'll get you set up, and Chris will be doing the phone interview with you and all that kind of stuff. So how's the new terminal coming along? I don't know. Good video, Woody. Yeah, Chris, how's the new terminal coming along, Chris? I'll ask Chris. We'll find out right now. Does RST still hand out the deal that you got, Woody, with the $300 a week to them and able to build a fleet through them? Yeah. You know, if you got the capital to buy more trucks, RST's going to let you bring as many trucks on as you want. Yes, and it's $300 a week for that. Like I said, if you want more info on that, you can send an email. Obviously, everybody's situation is slightly different. So, you know, all the questions that we've answered here the past 40 minutes, there might be something missing for some of you guys. Don't be afraid to send an email. We'll answer any questions you have via email as well if you're interested, etc., etc. So, breaking ground on the first terminal in September. There it is. Bang. That's the goal in 2 years, to have 2 trucks. Yeah, you know, if you're an owner-operator, you have your own equipment. The qualifications for your own equipment right now is it has to be 2012 or newer year model truck. Okay, that's because of the insurance and our partnership deals and things like that with our customers. Your truck has to be a 2012 or newer. Okay, so unfortunately that's what it has to be. So as long as you've got a 2012 or newer truck, you can. Chris just put his phone number out there for you guys. You can call him, and he will help you out as much as he can to see what your situation is, where you live, if we can work with you, how we can help you out. So all that right there. So anyway, as far as the owner op stuff goes, you know, RST pays for your plates. They deal with all the IFTA. They pay for all the IFTA. They pay for your 2290. So right there, those 3 things, your plates, your IFTA, and your 2290, you've got well over $2,000 a year in fees that RST is covering for you. Okay, so your first few weeks of paying the $300 a week, you're basically running for free, because they already paid for your plates, for your IFTA, and your 2290. Okay, so RST covers the plates, your 2290, and your IFTA. All right, and all that kind of stuff. You pay for your fuel. You pay for your truck payments, obviously, if you have a truck payment. You pay for insurance, and you pay for any tolls. All right, and your other minor expenses. But other than that, it's pretty clear. They pay for your plates and your IFTA, your 2290. They get you set up with the fuel card and all that kind of stuff, and you just pay them the flat fee of $300 a week. You get 100% of the revenue. Okay, you get 100% of the revenue that we earn from our customer. All right, Prime's deal right now with Prime Logistics, we get 77%. So you get the full 77% that we are able to make through Prime's Logistics. So you get 100% of the 77%, okay, plus fuel surcharge from Prime, plus detention pay from Prime, plus layover pay, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so you get 100% of that revenue, and RST takes $300 per week. So if you do the math and you work it out, you actually end up taking home a lot more money. Like, for example, when I was at Blair, they were taking 28% of they were taking 23% of every single load that I hauled. And yeah, we're actually going up to 80% soon. So we will be going up to an 80% contract with Prime Logistics. So, and I can tell you guys, honestly, the rates are really good. Like, my truck is averaging about $1.85 all miles. Okay, I'm doing very well. I'm very happy here as an owner-operator. Per week, not load. I must have misspoke something. Anyway, so, yeah, $300. Oh, the $300 fee is per week. That's not per load. That's what Chris was saying. So you pay $300 per week, a flat fee to RST. They take care of your IFTA. They take care of the back office stuff. You're using their authority. They pay for your plates. They pay for your $22.90. All you have to do is haul freight and give them $300 a week. I don't know what to tell you. That's the easiest way I can put it. And, you know, that's pretty much it. Fleet, there it is. Fleet average is 192 all miles to the truck. I don't know of another owner-operator company that's able to offer that. Just out the gate, you make $1.92 and you give us $300 a week. We're making pretty damn good money over here. Now, the main reason I don't share all my numbers is because people crucify you for that. I'm going to get crucified for saying, oh, well, prove it. Prove what your revenue is. Blah, blah, blah. It's just, give me a break, guys. That's why I don't share numbers that much, because it just, people lose their freaking minds. But, you know, here's the thing. You can come over here. They're going to pay for your plate, your $22.90 and everything. You have minimal risk. You have minimal startup cost. Okay? You have minimal risk. You have minimal startup costs. So what do you have to lose by trying it out, right? You could literally come over here. RST is going to pay for your plate and your $22.90. So you don't even have that much startup costs. Now, you have to pay for the Qualcomm install. Okay, you got to pay for the Qualcomm install, and you do have a Qualcomm bond, which is $100 a week for 30 weeks. It's a deposit that you have to put down on the Qualcomm. That's not an RST thing. That's a Qualcomm thing. Okay, to have the e-log, you have to do $100 a week for 30 weeks, and that is a refundable deposit if you take your truck away from RST and you give the Qualcomm back. Okay, so it's still your money as long as you don't destroy the e-log system. All right, but so you have to pay for the Qualcomm install, but other than that, you don't really have that much startup costs because RST is paying for your plates. That's usually the biggest cost you have when you switch carriers. I've switched carriers twice now, and that was the biggest cost I had, was paying for the damn plates again. Lease and lease purchase is coming soon. I'll make a video on that once I know the full details, because I try not to misspeak, but I still stumble over words here and there and mess things up. So like I said, you know, we want to be transparent with you guys and give you 100% of the info, you know, what you need to make a decision. And we're not trying to hide anything or anything like that. So if you have any questions, just keep them coming. And, you know, I ain't got nothing else going on right now, so we'll answer them. Is it reefer only? No. Currently, right now, that is our priority customer is Prime Logistics, so we're doing a lot of refrigerated freight, but that's not the only thing we're going to be doing. Got to go. Thanks, Woody and Chris. Drive safe. Appreciate it, man. Will those trucks be from Quality or Success Leasing? We have both at the moment. Open Deck is in development. So, as far as where the trucks come from, as a company driver, I don't think it really matters. you know, because you're not making the truck payment. But for the lease and the lease purchase option, I believe those will be from Quality. Like I said, I'll make a video fully revealing everything once I personally know all the details. At this point in time, the lease and the lease purchase program is in development, so I can't tell you how it's going to work or what the fees are going to be. I can't tell you anything because it's not set up yet. So once it's set up, just have patience. Remember my last video? Patience. All right, so have patience, and you know, when that comes out, we'll be more than happy to discuss the details of that. No comment, Carolina Tanker. Roger, I'll look into it at that time. Thanks, bro. You're welcome. Or thanks for the info. You're welcome. Oh, man. Shots fired. Why do you got to do that on my video, man? Anyways, you guys stay safe out there. I gotta go before I say something stupid. Anyway, have fun, drive safe, enjoy your time on the road. Alright? Yeah, we make sure everything is researched and set up properly before we roll it out. How about that? Okay, as always, once again, the information, RST Riverside at gmail.com. If you have any additional questions, if you're catching this on the replay and you come up with a new idea, a new question, you can leave a comment below. I might be able to answer it. Or you can also send an email to rstriverside at gmail.com, and Chris primarily will be answering those emails. And if you want an application, Stacy in the back office, she will handle that and all that kind of stuff. So with that being said, I gotta go. You guys stay safe out there. Enjoy your time on the road, okay? Don't be stressed out over your paycheck. Don't be stressed out over miles. Don't be stressed out over breakdowns. Oh yeah, that's another thing. If you do break down as a company driver, RST is going to put you in a hotel. Okay? They're not going to leave you hanging out to dry, sitting in the driver's lounge at the shop. No. If you do break down, they're going to take care of you. Alright? So, you don't have to worry about that. So, you can enjoy your time on the road, enjoy your job, be safe, and do your job correctly without the stress of worrying about miles. Alright? So, with that being said, you guys stay safe out there. I had a good time doing this video today. And I got some more stuff coming out. I'm going to do another, it's not necessarily a maintenance video, but it's a information on new oil technology, stuff like that. So, I'll have that video coming out here in a few days, probably. But I gotta go. You guys stay safe. Appreciate you commenting, asking questions, all that kind of stuff. All trucks are under warranty. There you go. Final thought. There it is. All right. Try not to die. All right. Stay safe out there.